Hi guys, Adrian here. If you're in the market for buying a home right now, you need to watch this. Now, I've just shared my screen and you can see the headline. First home buyer loses deposit after NAB backflip over apartment size. Now, just bear in mind, this is not a problem of just NAB. It's an entire industry issue that's happening at the moment. See, what happens is banks give pre-approvals and then you go out and find the property. You either make a private treaty offer or an auction offer, and if it's accepted, you go ahead and sign a contract. Now, some of the time you have a finance clause, some of the time you don't, and then you go ahead and you put your deposit down at the time between pre-approval and formal approval. Now, what's happening in the industry at the moment is a lot of banks are actually losing a lot of money. Okay, what's happening is they've got over 50% of the pre-approvals that they're giving clients actually not going through. So I'll give you an example. Let's say Betty and Dave want to go and buy a property and they want to purchase up to a 500k purchase price. So then what they do is they go to their local bank or their broker and they get a pre-approval. So the pre-approval means that the banks assess the deal, assess their financial details and giving them a pre-approval. But what they don't tell the client is that there's a lot of different kinds of pre-approvals. So one might just be a verbal, they've checked a number of the things. One might be an email to say that, that they've done a small check. Three might be they've got an automated computer system that checks the credit and checks just the income and nothing else and then issues a pre-approval. And then the fourth one is a fully assessed pre-approval with a human actually going through the whole file, all your documents and checking off things before the pre-approval is given. Now, what you find is that a lot of banks are cutting costs at the moment because we're seeing a situation where over 50% of the people that are getting pre-approvals with banks, they're clogging up all the assessment queues with assessors at the moment. So to cut costs, because banks earn nothing on a pre-approval until you actually go and buy the property and fund the loan, they're cutting corners and issuing computer pre-approvals or not issuing full approvals or just having an officer or a lender on their books that checks the file and then doesn't submit anything until you actually present them with a contract. So this particular one, what happened was the client went direct to NAB. They bought a unit that was just under 50 square meters. They had a pre-approval issued, which is based on a computer assessment. The income was good, and the credit was good because they checked the credit report. And then the client went ahead and put their deposit down, and at the time that he went for his formal approval, the bank didn't end up backing the client and pulled the approval out from under him because the size of the unit was under 50 square meters. Now, these are the things that need to be checked before you actually go ahead and buy your home, and a lot more banks are going to these auto assessments and types of assessments that do not actually fully assess your deal before you go and buy. So you have a lot of clients that go out there and try and find a good interest rate but then don't understand the risk that they're taking with the pre-approval that they're sitting on. So this is a big thing that's happening in the industry. Most banks are doing it, and that's why a lot of clients are now using mortgage brokers instead of going direct to banks. 9 times out of 10, if your file is not a pure vanilla file with plenty of excess on your borrowing power, plenty excess on your deposit, and we've had a look at the property, most times if it's not a vanilla file, we have to send it through to a fully assessed pre-approval. Okay, if the file has plenty of buffers on all different angles, then yes, we're happy to go through with a pre-approval on a very sharp rate with a bank that does an auto assessment. All right, if you need help, I'm a mortgage broker based in Sydney. My calendar is in the below link, and you can book some time in with me. But these are the things that need to be discussed with clients now, especially in the times where banks are trying to cut their costs, and you want to make sure that the pre-approval that you're sitting on is actually worth the paper that it's written on. All right, hope that this video has really helped you, and we'll see you on the next video. All right, then, bye.